We're live.
Oh, shoot.
No, you're fine.
Huh?
You're fine. Whatever you.
My phone is downstairs.
Oh.
So are you talking to him?
No, I haven't. I'm just kind of hanging out. Figured I'd let everybody show up and get ready.
How are we? How we could readjust here. Camera's a little high.
A little more. That's better.
Okay, I guess we're live and a little crazy. But that way people can come and get on the site and say hi to us. And looks like we have Pat and Stan. So the last time I checked, we had 50 people subscribing. So
we're getting there.
Yep. Let's shoot for 100. I'd like 1,000, but
yeah.
Well. Okay, so block of the month. We keep telling you about that. We're going to start it May 21st.
21st, so 3 weeks.
Yep. So we got a few people already signed up, so we're starting to cut fabric and get ready for it that way. And to show you, the picture just doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't. Even if you look at it online on the computer, well, I guess I haven't looked on the computer. I looked at it on my phone, and it didn't trip my trigger, but the fabric is gorgeous.
Yeah, we had one of our loyal followers on YouTube was in, and when she saw the fabric, she really liked it. So she has signed up for our block of the month. It is a 7-week block of the month. And then every month, first of the month, we'll kind of, well, maybe near the end of the month. I don't know. Since we're starting at the end of the month, we'll get this figured out. We'll have a demo on some technique, tips and tricks here on the show, so that if you don't get it done in the 7 weeks, you can go back and watch us and see what we did. So we have that. Let's see some of the fabric. Now it's still wrapped in plastic, so we're not going to get a really good thing. But look, it's a small print with greens and purples, hydrangeas. I really think this is cute fabric.
This is the green one. That one's partly unwrapped for you. And it says Paris and Full Bloom and Grand Prix and Garden Seed Company, Paris 1889, lots of other different whatever's on there. But that's a cool one. We've got this one in green, and I think we have this one in blue as well.
I'm not sure. But anyway, I've looked at it and I forget what I see. And then here's just the purple hydrangeas. And get it there. Okay, there you can see it without the things. Now this fabric will not be on sale to the general public until after the block of the month is done. Yeah. So that those that are following the block of the month will always have plenty of fabric to do it.
So I'm going to start cutting kits next week for those that have already signed up, and get Darla hers to get started. We're going to be not real generous, but if the kit tells you you're supposed to cut a 2.5-inch strip, you're going to get more than a 2.5-inch strip. So that if I wiggled when I cut it, you have the opportunity to square it up for you.
So that is coming up. It's $10 to register. You can register online. You can come into the shop and register. and then it's $36 a month for the instructions and the fabric for that month.
Yep.
So, and if you need it shipped, we will ship it, but it will include shipping costs on top of that. And we don't know at this time how much that will be.
Yeah. And if you need it shipped and you want to ship all of it at one time to help save on shipping, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just send us an email, give us a call, put a note in I don't know if you can put a note in when you sign up, but give us a call.
I think so. I think there's a note place.
And then let us know, and we can get a hold of you and figure out shipping for everything. So
yep. Okay.
And it finishes, I don't think we talked about that. It's a lap size quilt. It's
right.
60 by 60-ish by
73 and a half, something like that. Yeah.
So it's a good lap size. So it's not a full bed like some of our past block of the months have been.
And the individual blocks are 12 inches.
Yeah.
So even though that picture looks like it's little teeny, it's not. You've got the for month 1, the smallest square is a 2.5. And then it's different sizes.
So it's not little pieces.
Nope. Okay, in May, tomorrow is May 1st, May Day. We're going to deliver May baskets.
No. I had thought about sewing some cute little paper piece May basket looking squares, and that didn't get done. So,
okay. So in May, Pat is going to be having 2 classes of English paper piecing, which is hand sewing. So it's something that you can take wherever you go. You can sit if you're not driving, you can sit in the car and do paper piecing. So.
Got baseball games you got to go sit through, tournaments, softball. This would be something you could take with you.
Yep. Sit there and do it. So we're going to be doing Grandmother's Garden. So here's a picture of 1 block.
And she's using the 2-inch hexes on this one. I think the sample piece we have there called for 1-inch hexes, but it's the same process.
Yeah, So here's the instructions, and of course we got glare there, and then just kind of a design pattern on the back on how you could put it together.
Yeah, you can make a cute table topper out of this, like a candle. You put a candle in the center of it, depending on what you want to do.
Well, you could applique it onto a block just like this one is, and then sew the blocks together.
Yep.
So you could have paths and put, sashing between them so that you have walking paths between the gardens.
Ooh.
Just all sorts of things. You don't have to do it just like it shows here. But so what are the dates on that? Of course.
Saturday, May 9th at 12:30, and Wednesday, May 13th at 12:30 as well.
I think it's
like an hour and a half class.
I think it's a little longer than that.
Okay.
I think it's longer than that.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's been a kind of a crazy day.
So we had a staff meeting and it ran a little long, and all of a sudden it was like, it's 5 after 6. Whoops.
Yep, we got to get going. Yeah. But we had a lot to talk about and a lot of ideas for the shop hop. We talked a lot about the shop hop and some of the things we're going to do for the shop hop. So let's talk a little bit about the shop hop.
So the shop hop magazines are out. They are $13.95. They have your passport in the middle. And we got in our little stickers that we will, when you come into our shop, we will stick in your passport. And we got some cute little 5.5-inch blocks with our shop stuff on it. So those will be getting handed out.
They're really cute.
Yeah.
I think you'll like them.
So there's 5 patterns enclosed in here. So for $14, you get 5 patterns. There's maps of all the shops that are on the shop hop, and you can I can't find the maps, but anyway, somewhere in here.
They're at the beginning of each section, I think.
Okay. But it's divided up into regions of Iowa, and you can. There we go.
You can do the whole region, or you can do a partial region. You can do the entire state. You can do a couple regions. It's whatever. But many of you I know have gone on Shop Hop before, so you kind of know how it goes. So we're going to have some special sales during Shop Hop.
And we have some quilters candy we are handing out. Oh, I'm spilling the candy.
Yep.
That we're handing out during Shop Hop.
So quilters, yep. So come out and try out some of our quilters candy. Okay. Also during Shop Hop, Pat is going to be doing a foundation paper piecing class. It will be an hour and a half. You will need a sewing machine. So if you want to take this class, it's mini festive foundations, a foundation paper piecing project. And as you can't see all of them because we got a QR code there. But anyway, as you can see, it's there's a hat, a sled, a tree, a package, an angel, a star. I'm not sure what that, a square and a square. Anyway, it's all foundation paper piecing. Each one of these is only 3 inches.
Yep, finishes at 3 inches.
So it's easy. As I said, the class is an hour and a half. You will get the pattern, which is exclusive for our shop. So you come in. We will have kits just because of all the colors. So you would buy the kit and get the pattern and take the class.
So as you're planning your Shop Hop route, check our calendar out. The dates are on. There's 6 dates out there. There's some Saturdays. There's some weekdays. So, plan your shop hopping, pack your stuff, come see us, and then go hit the rest of the shops in the area.
Right. So I think they're all in the afternoon, aren't they?
Yes.
So you could do some shop hopping before, have lunch, come and join us, join Pat on learning how to do some foundation paper piecing. And they're so easy that it won't take you very long. And she's an excellent teacher and does a great job on teaching foundation paper piecing.
Yes, she does.
I took her foundation paper piecing class 2 last Saturday, and I'm working on a table topper with cats. But so and then
I did the frolicking fish. I did the little penguin head one that we did that was a Chris Hobbs design. And stellar translucence, the one that's back there. Back there
behind it.
I took that one. And I also did Carol Doak's Facebook Starry Night block of the month quilt along that she did on Facebook, and it finally clicked. So Darla was in here Saturday doing her cat one, and I'm like, I haven't finished my frolicking fish. I should probably find that. So I dug it out. I had 1.5 fish, so there's 3 fish. Yeah, so I was halfway done with it. And I sat down Sunday afternoon and knocked it out. It's pieced in together. I need to quilt it and finish it. But the top's done. And I'm like, well, that wasn't nearly as difficult as it was the day of the class. Yeah. So practice. You will get better.
Yeah. So Carol Doak.
Yep.
Carol Doak. She has stuff on Facebook. We had bought some of her books to sell. They're gone. Yeah. They're sold out.
We took them to the vending show a couple weeks ago. I bought 2 different books. Took them to the vending show, and they were gone. So I've ordered 4 more, 2 of each. They will be here next week. So if you want to come in late Tuesday afternoon or anytime after that, they should be here.
Most of hers that I've seen have been stars.
Yes.
And I mean, if you want to do stars with sharp points, this is the way to do it.
And they're wild and crazy. I know I showed, that was my March UFO project, was to work on that. So,
and she put it down for several times. Well, she's done.
Yeah, I'm caught up. The last block comes out tomorrow, and that one will be done. So I'm going to have to put some other things on my UFO challenge because I've done some of them. So. But it did. Great thing about the UFO challenge was that it kicked my butt in gear to get me going on that, because that block of the month started like last July, and I got the pattern. I brought all the fabric. It was all together, but I hadn't done anything with it. And March's challenge was to do block 1. I did block 1. I'm like, well, that was kind of fun. And then it just snowballed, and I'm caught up. So
yeah. So yeah. So come in and learn these new techniques. You know, we all, as quilters, it's always good to learn new techniques.
Yes. And the more you practice, the better you get. I mean, you know, I look at some of the quilts that I did several years ago. So back to block of the month. In 2020, the shop did their first block of the month. Beautiful fabrics.
Emma?
No, the one before that.
Oh.
With the butterflies and the tulips and the...
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
I did a Marty Michelle block of the month.
Okay. Well, it was a Marty Michelle template.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got mine done. I just need to quilt it.
Well, yeah. So that was 2020 that we started the block of the month. Mine's been together, the top folded up in the drawer since then. And I finally threw it on my long arm, and I finished binding it. Today's Thursday. Sunday afternoon.
Wow.
Finally.
6
years in the making. Now I got to go to the laundromat and wash it because it's too big for my washer, because it's a queen size.
Yep.
So,
yep. So, you know, these block of the months, these techniques, they're all there. And, you know, Pat is an absolutely fantastic instructor.
Yes, she is.
Very patient. You know, as I'm getting frustrated with my foundation paper piecing cats, it's like, ugh. So anyway.
But yeah, that my first block of the month. I'm looking at it going, oh, don't look at that too closely, because some of those blocks, they were supposed to finish at 12.5 and some of them weren't. So I put extra border around it to make them square-ish. And yeah, it's a beautiful quilt if you stand back several feet.
Yeah.
And it's going on the spare room, so not a lot of people are going to see it.
Yep.
So.
Okay, we did get some new fabric in finally. So this is Little Farmer?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a panel. Little Farmers, I guess.
Yeah. It is cute. This is a storybook panel. So there's 12, with the front and the back, there's 12 blocks. But there's a little story that goes along with it. It's cute little farm kids. It's got instructions down at the bottom of the panel that tells you how to put your book together. So I picked out a pattern, and I'm going to cut my book apart and do a small throw with it.
I've got to get a drink of water.
Okay. And then we got in coordinating fabrics to go with it. We got this beautiful, they call it marigold, sunshine corn. It's got a little bit of texture to it. There's that one. Then we have, this one is like little bubbles, little circles with more of probably the same pictures that are in the panel. I haven't looked at them that closely. Just farm kids, little boy with shovels and baskets and chickens, lots of chickens, and a little cow. So there's that one. Then we've got a grass green one that's got horses and sheep and ducks and chickens and roosters and there's a piggy on there too.
Yep.
And a goat. So all your farm animals on that one, playing in the grass.
Tractors. All sorts of colors of tractors. Green ones. Orange ones like our Alice Chalmers that we have. Blue ones, yellow ones.
There's even a white one in there.
Oh, there is a white one, yeah.
And your green John Deere.
Yep, and green John Deere.
I'm sure it's not a true John Deere, but
no, I'm sure it isn't.
And then we've got two with chickens and chicks and eggs, one with a yellowy background and one with a green background.
So, yeah, so the book panel, I know Dennise has talked about actually making it into a quilt and not a book. So just options, things you can do.
Yeah, I picked out a pattern today and found my border fabric, but that's all the further I got before it was time for the staff meeting. So I will work on that on Tuesday.
So just new fabrics are really cute.
And we're hoping the shop hop fabric, we got ship notice on that. According to FedEx yesterday, it will be here tomorrow. Now we can't sell it till June 1st, but you can place pre-orders. So like I said, if you want to see it, probably Tuesday. If it is delivered when it says it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It'll be here, it'll be available to view Tuesday probably. So if you want to come in and take a look at it, feel it, decide what you want of what colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had, so the Little Farmers was supposed to be in the end of March, and we just got it. We had another order of some other fabrics that was supposed to be in sometime in April. So I'm hoping that one shows up soon as well.
Yes, we do.
So they were all from the same vendor. They had a shipping issue with the shop hop fabric and obviously this one. So
anyway, it's some of it's starting to trickle in, and so we'll be ready.
Oh, we got batting in this week. So
yes,
if you
finally.
were needing batting and we didn't have the sizes you were looking for, we've got a couple crib size. We've got some twin, a couple different types of queen, and the kings we had, but the twins and queens we didn't have much choices on.
And I think one of our demos in the near future, and I thought about this, is I had a lady in here. What do you do with all that extra batting, that you cut off because it's too big? We'll have to show you the ways you can make Franken batting, as we call it, where you sew these battings all together or hook them together some way or another.
There's several different techniques to use it. I use a zigzag stitch. I know they make several different kinds of tape, interfacing type tape to iron on and put them together.
I've used the tape. So anyway, we'll have to demo that in the future. Okay. I brought over, I set it over here. My challenge. My challenge.
Oh, your UFO for
my
April?
UFO for April. This, I'm doing a temperature quilt. I started it, let's see, 2023. Because I have all the temperatures all measured out. And I started working on it, and I got to, when I did January, fine. February, I had problems with, and so I set it aside. And so I've torn off, unsewn the February that was goofed up, and I've got to figure out how to re-put it on so that my seams match up, and that sort of thing. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get that done before the end of the month. So we'll see. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to work on. So.
I didn't bring mine in. I'll bring it in next week to show it. But mine was a pick a kit. So I have ideas for the shop hop, for the window for the shop hop. So I picked one of the previous year shop hop kits that I purchased.
Yeah.
And it went together really easy because it's a panel and some borders, and I think there was 8 blocks that you had to piece in there. So that was an easy one.
In the shop hop, they have, all sorts of patterns and stuff. And I know when we bought it, when we bought our fabric, we kind of, I think, went with doing this pattern here. But, that was made by another shop. So even though we have those colors and that sort of thing, we've got on order another pattern called Avenues that uses a panel, and it's just unique. So once the fabric comes in, I'm going to put that together. So you'll just see another way to use panels, to use the fabric and everything else, just for ideas and that sort of thing. And we will have the pattern in the shop.
I had a lady in this week. I don't remember what all she bought, but she was back looking at the panels, and she goes, "Oh my gosh." And I'm like, "You found something you liked?" And she said, "I have been looking for this panel." It was when it had an eagle in the front, in the center, and then a bunch of woodland animals around it.
Oh.
And that was the last panel we had.
Wow.
It was tagged as last one. She goes, "I've been looking for this one." She goes, "I wanted it. I should have bought it when it first came out." So we've got several panels back there. Some we might just have one or two left of.
Mm-hmm.
But we're kind of curating a good collection of, new to us anyway, patterns
Right.
that use panels. Because I have a collection of panels.
I have panels too. Yeah. So what do you do with a panel? I mean, Stan did one where he cut the panel up and made it look like you were looking out a window. It was really, really neat.
I did one of those with a beach and lighthouse scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I had something in my head. Now it's slipping away. Oh, we did get some good news today about our Australians.
Oh, yes.
We were concerned because of, the owner that was selling and handling all, I'm not sure.
Distributing here in the U.S.,
yeah. Was no longer going to be distributing, or someone, whoever, anyway. So we weren't sure we were going to be getting any more Australians. But the person in Texas who does distribute it here in the United States bought the company, whatever. So we will continue to get our Australian fabrics in. And we will be getting some of the older ones that were no longer available. And he's going to have some, because we had some here that was we couldn't get because they were Australia only.
Yeah.
So we will be getting some of those too. So
it'll be exciting when they get that transition to the new owners, and he sends out the information so we can order some more.
Yeah. So because that's not a lot of shops carry the Australians, and that's kind of one of the things that we sell here. Yep. So I think that's all that we have. Sorry.
One more thing. So at our vending show.
Oh, that's right.
If you spent $25 at our vending show, you got to put your name in for a drawing for a $40 gift card for the shop. We were supposed to do this last week and I forgot. So everybody's in there. Make me read it?
Yep.
Okay. Kim Zickan-Quick from Clinton, Iowa.
Okay.
So I will get that in the mail to you.
So.
And everybody who entered, who wasn't already in our system, has been entered into the system. If you left me an email, you got a notification to sign up for our newsletters. Newsletters go out the first of the month, usually. So May's is scheduled to go out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Okay.
We don't send a lot of newsletters. We send out a notification about this to remind you. If we do a sale, we might send one out.
Yep.
Occasionally reminders for class signups.
Classes go, yeah. I get those, which is really good to get a notification. Remember you have this class tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
Or if we're struggling to get enough people signed up for a class, and you've thought about it and then you forgot about it.
Yep.
Like, hey, I wanted to take that class. Let me get myself signed up.
So we don't want to inundate you with emails. As I said, the YouTube goes out every week to remind you of our show. So, okay.
All right. I think that's it for tonight then.
Yeah. Have a good evening. Next week we will have a demo of some sort. So.
And hopefully the shop hop fabric to show you.
Yes.
And maybe something else. I don't know. We'll see what else comes in.
We hope more comes in. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Have fun, quilt a lot, and enjoy the beautiful weather. Bye-bye.